If you're a beauty professional and you're not yet utilizing ChatGPT, you are working harder, not smarter. I can almost guarantee that. So in today's episode, I'm going to tell you guys exactly how it is that I personally use ChatGPT to help me as a tool, that's the key word, as a tool in my beauty business. So keep listening. Welcome to The Rebel Show, the podcast for estheticians who want to grow their business, master social media, and perfect their waxing technique. I'm Brie Mesquit, esthetician, business coach, and founder of Rebel Wax and first-to-market wax pads. I built a 6-figure clientele, a 7-figure brand, and have trained over 15,000 waxers through my in-person and online courses. Are you struggling to book clients or market yourself? You're in the right place. Each week, I bring real business strategies, waxing education, and no BS advice to help you grow. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Brie Mesquit, esthetician, educator, wax brand owner, and commission wax studio owner as well. Still need to shorten that one, but you get the point. I'm in the beauty industry. Obviously, I'm an esthetician and we provide waxing services specifically. But if you are a lash artist, waxer, hairstylist, nail tech, massage therapist, this episode is still going to provide value for you. I'm talking all about ChatGPT. So first of all, let's start with disclaimer. Chat is not meant to be a replacement of you. It's meant to be a little AI assistant. I think of it as my little pocket assistant to help you with clear communication, organizing your ideas, and just almost a sounding board to bounce off of. It is not meant to replace you, okay? So let's go through step by step exactly how I recommend for you to use it, how I recommend my coaching clients to use it, how to get started if you have not been utilizing this tool yet. And then I will share with you also how I personally use it in my daily life. Honestly, it has become a total replacement for Google. It's not even like comparable at all. It's a daily tool that I definitely use and I would really highly recommend for you guys to use as well. All right, first things first. ChatGPT is going to only be as useful as the information that you give it. So step 1, download the app if you don't already have it, okay? Step 2 is going to be give it massive amounts of context. Now, this is my favorite thing to do with chat. You can just use, like, you know how you voice text if you're texting a friend or something? You can do that in chat as well. So I will not sit there and type. I can't type as fast as my thoughts come to mind. And then I cannot. So I just talk to chat like all the time. It's probably creeps people out if they're around me. But anyways, you will want to start with giving it massive amounts of context. So what I personally do is I turn on the voice text and I go, "Hi, I'm Brie Mesquit." Hi, you don't have to introduce yourself. You can if you want. You could even name your chat if you wanted to, actually. But I would just say, "I'm an esthetician. My ideal client are moms, stay-at-home moms. My working schedule or my working hours are this. Services I provide are. I'm located in this town. I've been an esthetician for X amount of years." Think of it like this. This should take you like 15, 20 minutes talking and giving all this context to chat. You want to give it your past, a little bit of your story, your goals, where you're at currently, how many clients you have, all the services you provide. Think of it as like you're telling your life story to like a close friend or something, okay? If someone asks you, "So tell me about yourself, tell me about your business," spill it all. You cannot give too much information. You can even get as deep as like say, "I'm a mom, I have 3 children. These are the aftercare products I like to use. Here's why. Here's some of the things that my clients struggle with." Just give it as much context as humanly possible. This is going to help its output be so much better. You absolutely do not just want to get onto chat and be like, create content ideas to promote my waxing services. Like, that is not it. It's going to be so generic and boring. That's when people are like, you can tell everything's AI now. It's like, no, you need to feed it your own thoughts, and it's going to help you just organize. For example, this podcast episode, it is all my own thoughts. I'm not speaking theory. I'm not teaching anything that I haven't done myself, but ChatGPT helped me to outline this to keep me on track, or else I still squirrel even with having an outline from ChatGPT, but it has, okay, do your intro, Brie, okay? And then you talk about this, and then you talk about this. But the way it organized this was because I spent 10 minutes in the car on the way over here talking to chat. Hey, I want to teach on a podcast episode about using ChatGPT. Here's the ways I use it. This is what I recommend for estheticians to do. Here, like I taught it everything. And then I did ask, I was like, since you're literally ChatGPT, give me any ideas that you might have too. It was literally everything that we're already using and doing. So long-winded way to say, feed it context. Literally, you cannot give enough context, okay? Now let's go into the different ways that you can utilize it now that it knows a little bit about you. And you're constantly always going to be teaching it more about you, but you do want to start with that brain dump. Now, use this for brainstorming ideas. Like when I was trying to figure out what podcast episodes I wanted to film today, I just talked back and forth with it. I'm going to film 3 to 4 podcast episodes today. You already know my audience is estheticians looking to build their clientele. What are some things? Search the internet for some things that estheticians are really struggling with right now. And then I can go ahead and film a podcast to help be a solution for them, to give them tips and tricks. Honestly, I ended up not even using any of the ideas that it had, but it helped me just like start with the brainstorming process. And then it came to mind. I was like, okay, I want to talk about chat. I want to talk about the 3 areas that estheticians need to be focusing on. So brainstorming, it's nice to have that sounding board. So don't be afraid to talk back and forth. That leads actually to another point of do not be afraid to correct it. That's one thing I see too often is like, especially working with my coaching clients, I'll have them do a prompt and then they kind of like, see, I don't like what it says. It's like, okay, but tell it that, like talk back to it. So if it comes with something and it uses maybe a term or a phrase that I wouldn't personally use, then I'll say, I would never use that terminology. This is what I would say instead. Keep this, like remember this for future. So it will actually store memory as well. I highly recommend using the paid version of chat because then it can remember these things for you. And then going forward, it's just going to sound more and more like your brand voice and you're going to do less editing. Never just copy and paste into your whatever it says. If you're using this for captions or emails, and we'll get into the other ways to use it, but don't just copy and paste. You need to read through, proofread it, and then go ahead and make any edits to make sure that it really truly is your thoughts and the way that you would communicate with your audience, okay? Hey guys, quick interruption to the show to bring you a offer you won't be able to resist. If you have not yet tried Rebel Wax, then go ahead and visit our site, lashandwaxoc.com, and use code TRYREBEL, all one word, code TRYREBEL to claim 2 free sample size bags. Next, so different ways to use it. So brainstorming, content creation. You wouldn't necessarily just say, give me content ideas, okay? That's too blanketed. I like to come in with my own ideas. So how I like to create content, and I've been doing this forever, way before ChatGPT. Now chat can just actually help me through this. I'll be like, these are the conversations that I had in the treatment room with clients this week. Help me turn these into pieces of content. So when my coaching clients ask me like, how do I come up with what content I should be filming and putting out there? I always tell them, bring the conversations you're having through DMs, through text, in the treatment room with your clients. Bring those conversations online, because if they are having those questions, those concerns, those frustrations, those hesitations to even try waxing to begin with. I know you've texted back and forth with people who have wanted to try it, but they're nervous for XYZ reasons. Other people are feeling the same way. You just haven't had the chance to communicate with them about it. So now here's your opportunity. Now you're going to be able to put out those topics, those things that are on top of mind for your ideal future clients and bring them online. So that's one of my favorite things to do. So for example, I'm not in the treatment room as much, but maybe I have coaching clients and it actually helps me come up with podcast ideas. Help me come up with some content ideas. My coaching clients have been really struggling with task management or really struggling with their email newsletters and creating content and what to post and how to come up with who their ideal client is. So I'll talk through that, and then it will give me content ideas based on larger thoughts and then breaking it down really small. So I'm getting a little off track here, but when it comes to content, you don't want to teach. This is just like an example I heard once, and it really helped me, was You don't want to teach how to clean a house. You want to break it down into teeny tiny little steps. How to clean grout, how to clean laminate, how to clean wood floors, how to clean tile. You don't say just how to clean a house. It's too broad of an idea. We got to break it down really, really small. So like, for example, with teaching you guys how to build a clientele, I'm not just going to teach how to build a clientele. I'm going to teach all the little steps, how to attract new clients, automations like follow-ups, confirmation texts, how to retain clients, how to upsell retail. Like I'm going to teach all the components, not just the big broad picture, if that makes sense. So I want you guys to do the same with your content as well. All right. Also, I love to use ChatGPT for repurposing content. For example, say I had a carousel post that did really well. I will literally screenshot or just upload those slides that I created and be like, this post did really well. Help me create this into a talking head reel. So it will give me a script and then I go in and edit it and make sure that it sounds authentic to me. Or turn this into a B-roll reel. Give me a hook text to put on screen and then a caption to go along with it. Or help me turn this into a voiceover reel. So it can repurpose content for you as well. That's one of my favorite ways. It's very low effort way to be able to create more content based on the content that you've already created in the past and is performing well. You're going to have about 3 to 5 topics really that you guys are going to be on repeat, okay? You don't have to constantly come up with new content. You just need to come up with kind of new ways to share the same information that you've been sharing. You're just sharing in new ways, okay? And then seeing how do people consume this the best. One little tip is we don't want to try to be super smart and clever. You want everything to be very simplified. So oftentimes I will ask ChatGPT, explain this to me or help explain this at like a kindergarten level. You want it to be very, very easy to digest for people. We don't need to get fancy and creative and use big words. Stop using industry terms for content that's meant to attract clients. They feel like it's an inside joke and they're not on the in and they're left out of the inner circle. And then that doesn't create the feeling that we're looking to create when we're looking to attract new clients. I see this really often with estheticians or beauty pros that their content is attracting other pros. It's because you're using industry jargon. We need to make sure we're using the terminology that our clients are using and understand so that we're actually attracting in the right audience that has more of a likelihood to actually convert into a paying client. Next way to use chat is going to be client communication. So I love using it for this. So I will write out I'll just kind of talk to chat and be like, this is how I follow up with a new client. So give me a short, sweet text on following up with new clients. So then I'll say, hey, this is Bree. Thank you so much for coming in to visit. Just a friendly reminder. It's time to start using those sample products that I gave you. And I want to check in and see how your skin's feeling. And then it will put in a nice little thing. I'll edit it first, copy and paste it into a notepad. And now it's just done. You don't have to do that ever again. Now you have to have the discipline of every new client 24 to 48 hours afterwards, copy, paste that and text them and follow up with them. So client communication, it can be writing up a message to someone who no-showed or maybe who wants to late cancel and you want to be professional, but also like reiterate what your policies are. There's so many different ways that you can use it with client communication. You can use it to help with writing your confirmation text. Gloss Genius is so great because they'll send out you can set 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, however long for a reminder to book their next appointment. You can use it to help write that up. Highly recommend storing these things in a notepad at minimum on your phone. Store these so that once it's written, you don't have to change it in the future. Maybe you'll tweak it a little bit, but the base is done for you. Creating your systems or creating your service menu. This was so big for me. This helped so much. So when I was going through setting up Gloss Genius, I used ChatGPT to help me write all my descriptions. You can do your policies. That's a great one to utilize it for. Your about me in your Gloss Genius or in your booking site, making sure that you're using SEO terms. That's a big one. You can use it for SEO research, like which terms are people searching, so that you can utilize those terms in your website. You can have it right up your website pages for you, literally. You can use it for your Instagram bios, all your social media bios. You can also use it to help you respond to Google reviews left by clients, which is really important. If you guys haven't watched that episode, go back and watch all about how to utilize Google Business, a Google Business page, to really help bring in new clients. One of the biggest ways to be bringing in new clients. So those are the bulk of the ways that I personally use ChatGPT on a daily basis. Also, lastly, I don't know if I mentioned this, but email newsletters as well. That's something you guys should be utilizing. This is going to help with retention, also with bringing in new clients, because it keeps you top of mind, so your current clients are more likely to refer you. But that's something that you can utilize this for as well. You're always going to be constantly finding new ways to utilize ChatGPT, but the first step is just start using it. I know it's scary to use something new, and I know there's a lot of controversy. I feel like there's both sides of the spectrum. There's people who are like all about chat or about AI in general, and then there's those who are like, I want nothing to do with it. It's too inauthentic and robot-y. But it's meant, again, and I said this at the beginning, but it's really meant to be a tool, you guys. So utilize it. It's meant to help you with your daily tasks and your output. So I just want to encourage you guys, start playing around with it, okay? Pick one task this week that you'll allow it to help you with, okay? I want it to be a tool for you guys, not a crutch, not something that we rely too fully on. You're still meant to be in the driver's seat, and it's just going to be a tool there to help you navigate, all right? Okay, I hope this was helpful. If you guys have any specific ChatGPT questions or how to utilize AI in different ways, also, if you guys are utilizing it in different ways than what I've mentioned, I would love for you to share that in the comments below as well. I'd love to get this conversation started. And if you disagree with me and you think AI is like the enemy and we shouldn't have anything to do with it, I would love to hear your thoughts on that too. All right. I appreciate you guys. Please make sure to press that subscribe button. It really helps us out as a team here on the tube. And make sure to join us back next week. I'll be back here on Monday. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.